Welcome to a special edition of our Facebook and YouTube Live here at Hot Shot Secret. It is our 54th episode, and as you can see, we have some very special guests in the house today. So we're going to have Chris on later. We're going to talk about a product. As always, post your questions below. We will follow up and answer those. But before we get started today, we wanted to invite some of our guests in and talk to them about a little bit of what they do. So this is our High Five drone team that Hot Shot Secret sponsors, and welcome, guys.
Hi. Hello. Thanks
So
for having
why
us.
don't we all start off with, why don't you tell everybody your name and what you do on the drone team?
Well, I'm Matthew Heboff. I am the team manager and the marketing coordinator.
I'm Wesley Bush. I'm the pilot and graphic designer.
I'm Hunter Bristol. I'm the team spotter and design engineer.
I'm Tristan, the manufacturing engineer and the drone technician.
Drone technician. Okay, so now I'm going to dive into each one of those things a little bit more. Let's start with drone technician. What exactly is that? What do you do?
I pretty much repair the drones. So say if the spokes on these points.
Hold up towards that way, towards the camera. Maybe they can see. It's kind of tough. We're going to give you guys a better look in a little bit here.
So if any of these parts break, I have to repair it.
And how often do they break?
Well, it depends on the frame and the driver.
And if I remember right, you guys designed these drones completely, right? Even, what is it? Are they 3D printed?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the way they would normally be 3D printed would be like this. If I did it like this, they'd need supports.
Gotcha.
Pretty much. But like this, they take as little supports as possible. If it was like this, you're going to be there for a while. So
The supports are what holds up these like on these ledges here, because the filament will, gravity will pull the filament down, we'll get all stringy and everywhere. So supports are basically just little pieces of scaffolding that go up, and then they're not fully attached to the rest of the frame, so you can just pull them off.
Oh, I see. Oh, cool. And you said you are a pilot, right? A driver?
Yes.
So I'm guessing we know what that is, but why don't you tell us a little bit?
I drive the drones along with him, and we use these first-person view goggles. They're not technically VR, but they connect to these drones with radio frequency and allow us to see from their perspective. And we use one of these big, chunky controllers with a million buttons on it to control it. There's not too much to it. You just practice a lot, and you'll get good at it eventually.
And it does take a lot of practice, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, TJ says can't hear. Can you turn the boom mic up for him?
TJ's being TJ.
Okay. And Matthew, your role and a little description of that?
Well, as the marketing coordinator, I have to. Well, now it used to be team leader, I believe. They changed the names.
Okay.
So I'm just in charge of coordinating all this stuff with sponsors and.
Like contacting us.
Yes.
And arranging this today.
Yeah, exactly. And all the marketing aspects of it.
Such as your logos and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Cool. And you also drive as well?
Yes.
They call it drive or pilot?
Either.
Either?
I love
What do you
flying.
prefer?
I say fly sometimes and I say drive sometimes.
Okay. Okay. And on to you with the Hot Shot shirts, which we like. What's your role again, and give a little description of that?
I'm the design engineer, which means I mainly involve myself with our display board, which is used at our competition to display how we got here, about us, like what we do in general. And then another thing that's also required as part of design engineer is a portfolio, which is 20 pages maximum. It's just we have to type out on a computer just different marketing, 3D printing, goals, whatnot, that the judges would grade and score us on, and that'd be part of the overall score in the competition. And also, I'm a spotter, which during the races and competitions, they would go out. If the battery died, they'd change the battery, set them back up, or if the drone falls over, flips over, they'd go out there and set it back up.
Well, so as we know, here at LSI at Hot Shot Secret, we one of our trademarks is Where Innovation Lives, and recently Chris has got an innovation award. So it's pretty cool what you guys are doing, because that's what it is, innovation, and starting from the ground up, designing all these things. Oh, there's Chris. Chris is going to join us here in a little bit. And so we know, and you guys, the team is part of the Slover Library, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of our local libraries down the street that we like to support here as well. So I know we had, I think we just had you on the first time, right, Matthew?
Yes.
Yep, so now we got the whole team here. And at that time, we had just started sponsoring you guys, and you were about to have your very first scrimmage, right? So how'd that go? Your first time out on that scrimmage?
Well, we placed second overall. It wasn't the full competition. They were still testing stuff. We were having a lot of problems with in the convention center where it was. They had the 5G Wi-Fi, and that was really affecting the radio frequencies of our cameras. So we were struggling to get the cameras to work.
And you're actually watching through the, so you see what the drone sees. So if that interference happens, it hurts your ability to fly.
Oh yeah, it's seizure-inducing.
Yeah, I bet. And that, so you finished second in your first scrimmage, which is the first time the team had even been together to compete, right?
Yeah.
That's great. And then you had a real competition, non-scrimmage, and where was that at?
That was at. That was in Marion, I believe. It was
Okay.
in Marion.
Now, in between, before we get into that, in between your scrimmage and the competition, do you guys review how the scrimmage went, how the instruments were flying? Do you then just get back involved and re-engineer some things based on the feedback you get?
So pretty much what I did was we had a frame. It wasn't this. So weight has a lot of impact on it. So we have a kind of a problem with bulky builds with some of our frames. So what we ended up doing was there is no motor caps, there's no battery mount, there's nothing. It was just this top part up here. And it was, so pretty much I decided, well, we needed to get the motor caps, because if we don't have motor caps, the wires on the bottom here, they begin to fray out and make the battery all puffy, which is not good.
That's not good.
And the way we were keeping the battery on was with a rubber band. And what we ended up doing was having to put it through here, which is not good because this melts rubber bands. So we had to tail a lot of the times.
So you've learned as you've gone along and keep improving along the way, which again is like what we do here at Hot Shot Secret. A lot of these products you see here that we've been selling for years, we've reinvented them 3-4 times. So we're never done researching and finding better ways to improve, just like you guys are kind of doing with these. And so now let's get to the first competition. This was, and you're competing against teams that had been together before, right? And so how'd that go?
Well, it was interesting. When we first went there, we were very confident that we were gonna do good, because Wesley was like our ace pilot, amazing. So we set up our display and got everything. What we learned was, well, for one thing, it was kind of hard because we had to have a drone out in display, and sometimes we have to have 2 drones out for capture the flag. So sometimes when they were judging, we had to run in there and pull out the drone while they were judging, and it was like, ugh. So
you live and learn.
So yeah, we got another drone. That's fixed that problem, but overall, we did good in the racing. We came second in both the loop races and capture the flag. And capture the flag is just basically those poles there, but they have lights on them.
Little receivers and a light.
Gotcha.
Whenever you fly near it, it lights up.
So you have to be near it for like
Or
5
your color.
seconds.
Gotcha.
And it changes to the color. And then we had our we had our verbal presentation, which we weren't very prepared for at all. You know, let's blast it out and we'll be fine. But that didn't turn out to be the case because that was a lot of the scoring, probably.
Was the presentation part.
Yeah, a lot of it.
So you learned.
Mm-hmm.
And then next time when you get in there, you're going to have a better presentation?
Yep, they actually changed it this season, so it's not a live presentation. We have to make a video, a 5-minute video. So that's nice because we don't have to.
I think you guys are presenting very well today. I'm sure our followers are too. Remember, guys out there, if you got questions for these guys, these are some very innovative young men doing some really cool stuff that I could never even think about doing. So post your questions below. If you have any questions for these guys, we'll pose them to them. And we got something exciting for you. I think last time we were in with you, Matthew, I think we might have had maybe the cut drone out here.
Yeah.
But we actually have a course set up. So you guys are going to see these guys fly these drones today, and we're really excited about it. Let me see if I got any questions for you. I'll switch them over here. USCMC Racing's in. What's up, Mel? Sean Bottley's in. Yep. It's full house, they say. Carmen's in. I know Carmen's loving it. Is this an episode of Mom's Basement? Something like that. So Michelle Shane Johnson says, keep up the good work, guys, and keep learning. Never give up. And that's the truth. So before we get out to the demonstration, is there anything that you guys want to say about what you do or maybe what you've learned through this process? And my understanding, if I'm thinking right, you guys are probably here today to see if we'll continue a sponsorship with you, huh? All right, so let me put you on the spot and ask you what's coming forward that would make us want to continue the sponsorship with you guys. What do you have planned ahead that you learned from this year?
Well, from last year, we got a lot. We learned a lot, you know, from all of our stuff. We used a lot of the money to purchase a new drone, which really helped because I didn't have a drone at the time, and I sucked at flying. And as soon as we got that new drone, I could take it home and practice every day, and now I'm a lot better. We always need to be, you know, changing our equipment because all the cameras and the motors, they all wear out, and that's a lot. Competitions are expensive, so we need it.
Well, we're happy to support you guys. Anything you guys have to add before we get into the demonstration?
Well, I think we skipped over this, but during the competitions, there's supposed to be a payload, and if you lose it, you're disqualified. So pretty much we had to make sure that it does not fall out at all. So I can swing this all I want,
It's not going to clip out.
coming out.
Some of the other teams had it held on by rubber bands, and a couple of them fell out. And they were
So is yours designed from your 3D rendering to clip in and stay in there?
Well, what we used was Fusion 360 to. It's a modeling software.
Oh,
CAD software.
Whatever
there
it's
you
called.
go.
Yeah, he's been doing some pretty good engineering.
Well,
He designed all of this.
that's why you have an engineer on staff. That's pretty cool. Okay, so what are we going to, before we go over here and show them this course that we got set up here that I think you guys are going to love, tell us a little bit about what they're going to be seeing. We've got some cool rings set up. We've got the Hot Shots BMW out here that hopefully we can fly through the BMW. And what's cool is you actually wear the receiver, so you're actually seeing what the drone sees when you fly. And the goal is to make it through these rings that are set up. We also have a TV set up over here. Glad we got Tate on board now. So we're going to see if all this... No TV?
No.
No?
No.
See, Tate. See, bud. So...
Not all of the gear has come in yet.
we're still waiting on some gear. So, well, we're going to go over there and show everybody what we got? Cool. All right, Levi. How many cameras we got set up? We still got 2?
One.
Just 1. Right here?
Yeah.
Cool. Is this our view right here? Cool. Shoot them while the overhead light's off. So I think I'm mic'd up, right?
Yeah.
They probably can't hear them though. So these guys are setting up. Do you want to take them over here in front of this camera a little better? Where are you guys launching from? Right here. Hey, what's up, Artie Mobbin? Can everybody see out there that's watching? If you can see, we've got these hoops that are around the car, and these guys can magically make these little drones fly through them, and hopefully through the BMW itself. That camera's down. This one's out of frame. Oh, going in a very dark place. So you guys as the spotters, you're there to, when a drone goes down, you go and grab it and get them flying again, right? Are you guys picking up these little drones on the screen? Oh! Is it, have you ever tried to fly without the headset? Is it harder?
For me, it's significant. I cannot fly without that.
Right.
And I constantly fly without goggles. I can't fly with goggles.
It's coming through. Boom! Oh, see, now if we would have had the video of that. All right, see if somebody can fly their drone right up to the camera. Do you see the camera on the pole next to Levi? See he's waving? Here he comes. Yep, that's it. This is your time right here. Oh, there it is. And you said the battery life is what, a couple minutes? Yeah. And you guys got lots of batteries, so you can always just kind of plug and go.
Alright, you're on.
Each match that we, in the competitions that we race in are 2 minutes long.
So your batteries last long enough for the competition.
Yeah. Our exact battery life is more like 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Like my battery.
Alright.
Yes, we recently had changed to a new set of motors. We went from gold uniforms for some more power, more speed, less battery life. So we had to do a bunch of testing with different props to make sure we still had enough battery life to go the full match. So these props and these motors end up with 2 minutes 35 seconds.
which is enough time for you guys to get it done.
With the gold motors, which were the older ones, we got about 325, so the unicorn's cut almost.
Matt, you ready?
But it's worth it because we got a lot better speed and stuff.
Almost. Through.
I'm not quite as good as Wesley yet.
So how'd you get so good then, Wesley? Just a lot of practice?
Actually, I believe our element.
Gotcha.
He's in flying all.
Well, cool. Let's see if anybody has any questions out there. Chad Myers says, congrats to all 4 of you guys. USMC Racing says, this is awesome. Michael Dover from our Street Outlaws is watching.
Matt.
Sean Bottomley says, love this. HSS is awesome. Michelle needs one of those banners for your garage. Well, Michelle, we might have a little surprise coming up for you. Can barely see them, but can see them. Yeah, they're really small. It's like what makes it so hard. David DeSears, I always butcher his name. We'll just call him Dave. He says those things can move. Michelle said I would have wrecked one of those 5 times over by now. Me too, Michelle. I don't have the skill that these guys have at all.
When I first started flying, I probably within 5 minutes broke 3 or 4 frames.
Oh yeah.
Takes a little while to get used
You guys have got it down now.
to. Takes a little bit to get used to forms. Okay.
Yeah.
Take. I'm gonna go find Chris. All right, let's do one more round and round, and then we'll go pull these over by the camera and button it up. Let's see who's going to be the one that makes a clean pass through the car. Okay. Here it comes. Here it comes. Nice. Both of them made it through. That's a good finish there. Well, come on over here. We'll get in front of this camera as we. Whoever's flying this one, see if you can fly right on this camera here. There you go. Okay. Yeah, I could not control a thing like that. So, anything else you guys want to say?
Well, I just want to thank you for having us here and for sponsoring us. It's been a really big help to us.
We're very happy to do so. I'm really impressed to see how far you guys have come along, and we're looking forward to continuing to support you guys and seeing what this whole next year brings. And I think, like we said, innovation lives here, and you guys are a good example of a local community at your guys' age doing some really cool, innovative stuff. So we really look forward to seeing what you guys come up with next year and keeping this going. So congratulations, guys. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks for showing everybody your cool drone work. And we'll keep in touch and keep supporting you guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Are you mic'd? You're mic'd.
I am.
Cool. Yep.
All right, back to Hot Shot Secret stuff.
I think so. That was pretty cool.
It was very cool. You did a good job. You know, a little help. You could be like a sportscaster.
No.
Like right up your alley.
I'd rather be a sportscaster than try to do what those guys are doing. At that age, I wasn't even close to even pulling anything like that off. That's really impressive.
Well, you could probably work on an engine though.
Yeah, maybe, but
Engine, that kind of thing.
phew. So we really thank the High Five Drone team for coming in. We'll keep you guys posted on the cool stuff those guys do. We really like to support the local community around here. So it's just one of the cool things that, like I said, it matches with what we do. The innovation, I don't know if you heard, they are learning over the season, went re-innovating the product, you know, and continuing to make it better. So it's just what we like to partner with.
That's right. Hey, we love everything good happens here in Morrow County, Ohio. So did we go through dealer shout outs?
No, we haven't. We went right to them off the top, so we kind of need to
back.
jump into that. And if you remember, post your comments below. We give a free product away. And if you remember last time, if you're watching afterwards, you can still post and have a chance to win some products. So from our after hours last week, our winner is Scott Ahlders. So he's going to receive a free diesel duo. Wow. So Scott Ahlders, message our page. You're probably not watching right now since you're an after hours guy, but we'll get a hold of you. And if you are watching this after hours, let us know and we'll get that out to you.
And on the web, we've got free mini banners with orders over 50. What is a mini banner?
It's the mini banners that came in the mystery boxes.
Oh, nice.
And I think I just saw a comment on here, and somebody was saying, how do I get one of those banners? Well,
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Put a $50 order in and we'll send you a banner. No charge. It'll be fun. And make sure you subscribe to our email newsletter to stay up to date. We have promos, we have a lot of content, and we have a lot of exclusive offers where we really try to build up our subscriber list, and we're trying to offer more value to those people as far as education. Our new education department is going to be pumping out new how-to videos and things of that nature. And then we have dealer shout-outs this week. We got Bulldawg Customs in Punta Gorda, Florida. And Bama Offroad in Winfield, Alabama. Oh, Bama, like Alabama, I get it.
like Alabama, just the Bama part.
All right, hey, well, welcome aboard.
Just the Merca part.
America. Hey, Summit Diesel in Weatherford, Texas. Crawler Off-Road in Indio, California. D&J Repair in Utica, Nebraska.
I was going to say, not Utica, Ohio.
No, Utica, Nebraska. Dakota Diesel Services in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And NorCal Performance in West Sacramento, California. Sounds like the dealer sales have been really busy this week. You guys are...
Yeah, it's been a very, very busy week. And a reminder to our dealers out there, our current dealers out there, we have a special promotion going on for about 24 more hours here. So got to get orders in by about 1, 2 o'clock tomorrow. But we're going to give you an extra 5% off your second case of anything.
Very good.
So good time to stock up for the month and get your orders in. So contact your AE and we'll get you taken care of.
And this weekend on Truck U, for those of you that watch Truck U, it's on the Velocity channel. Saturday at 1 o'clock, the guys will be talking about our Stiction Eliminator and our Diesel Extreme. We have been with Truck U for going on 10 years now, and they've been a really good partner for us. They help us explain the product and get it.
And Arthur was just up here last week, wasn't he?
Arthur from Brenton was up here just last week or the week before.
Shout out to Arthur. He's usually on here watching too.
We're talking about what we're going to do next year, what kind of programs we might do. We might do a truck build, which that would be fun. We're talking about getting a 6.0 and bulletproofing it.
Wow.
So we'll see, that'd be big.
That'd be cool.
All right, Sunday at 10:30, we will be premiering a new episode and we'll be talking about Diesel Extreme.
Yeah, brand new episode, new premiere.
On Truck U?
Yep.
On Truck U, very good. Okay, how about events? Tell us about the events this week. Last weekend.
Past weekend, I mean, it was pretty much empty house here this past week. We were all gone. So, of course, we had the Outlaw Diesel Super Series, the Shy Diesel Extravaganza, which is one of the big ones every year. And
how was the crowd?
It was good. They switched it to a 2-day event. So I wasn't there. Kevin and Brett and Chad and Diesel Don were out there. I heard the attendance was up, yet it kind of felt smaller because they had everything going on at once. So
they split the crowds.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right. So I know we had the racing went really well. That was on Saturday. I don't have my list here. You got my list, Eric? Where's Eric at? All I know is we saw a lot of our Hot Shot Secret racers, of course, pull off their class wins. I know guess who? Johnny from Stainless won the Hot Shot Secret Pro Street class again.
Wow, very good.
He's got it locked up. I mean, everybody else can stay home the rest of the year. Johnny is absolutely killing it.
How'd Trey do? Did he race?
Traded well. I forget. He didn't place. I forget exactly what he did at 770. But you
Trey.
remember the bomb you threw about Artie out driving Trey? So
Yeah.
Artie's update on Artie. Artie's watching. He was on earlier, so maybe he'll chime in. He had been driving the Hot Shots truck, you know, because his truck's down. Well, I had the Hot Shots truck out at the other event. So next thing I know, I see Artie it was like a work truck. It was like a full-blown, like dually, like a tow truck.
Yeah.
So I don't know whose it was. He found somebody to give him a diesel. He took it all the way to the finals. And then had a red light in the finals. Started too early, and
Okay.
but Artie got his points up. And I'll tell you, that class is really tight. I think Artie had said second place through eighth place is all within 15 points of each other. So really competitive class, and congrats to everybody out there that did so well. I know the Save the Racks S10 won the class, the Pro Mod class, which was great.
Very good.
And I talked to Lynn, and he said they made it through the whole weekend on one transmission, which is a new record for them. So
Hot Shot Secret transmission fluid, right?
they are, but they really pushed that thing to the limit. They keep getting different types of input shafts and everything, and they got something now that they can actually hold the power they're putting down. So
Very good.
they'll probably be able to turn it up now and maybe try to make that record first time a diesel ever goes 3 seconds there. We're still waiting on that, and
Okay.
we'll
And
see.
The next ODSS event.
That is the Hardway Sunshine Showdown in Holt, Florida. It's coming up in about 3 weeks, September 13th, 14th. And that was a new event to the series last year, and it did really well. So it returned again this year. So we'll be down there, and that's the second to last one. Of course, we finish up with the Rudy's finale every year. So we only got 2 legs left, and we have a lot of good competition going on in all the classes. And so it's been a really good season, and we're really proud of our Hot Shots drivers out there. They've been really kicking some butt, and we appreciate them representing our brand so well.
But the reason that we're rushing through this is because we've already used up half of our time, so I'm
Right.
trying to get.
Yep.
So Memphis Street Outlaws.
That's where I was. So this past weekend, as a lot of you know, a lot of the Memphis Street Outlaws use our racing products. So I was out. Actually, they came to Ohio for the first time, and I was way out in eastern Ohio by the Pennsylvania border at a little track called Freebird Dragway. But we had a great time on Friday. They have a small tire event. On Saturday they have a big tire event, and Lee Roberts, one of the outlaws that runs our fluids, won the Saturday event, the big tire event, put $10,000 in his pocket, and took that win home. So big thanks to those guys. Michael Dover was one of the first guys to come on with us. And
And they're running the Hot Shot Secret Adrenaline R5,
R5
racing.
and the Nano Shift transmission fluid. And a couple of them now are also running our Adrenaline gear oil as well.
Excellent.
So we have Michael Dover, Lee Roberts, Anthony Smith. Shout out to Austin Smith, Anthony's son as well, and Bobby. Bobby Smith, the wife, it was a family affair. It was great. Jason Carpenter couldn't make it, but one great thing is JJ, we now who has a fleet of vehicles. I got to see them pour Adrenaline racing oil in probably a couple of the most famous cars on the planet. So I was like, oh, it was great to see. So zip tie and
You get really stoked about this, don't you?
heavy. I mean, it's cool. 3 years ago, nobody even knew us in that type of world, and now some of the most highest performing vehicles on the planet are turning to our oils. That's pretty cool.
It is.
I mean, there's guys that have been in this market for decades, and here we come a better way. And so thanks to the Street Outlaws. As a heads up to that, we watch out for PRI. We might have a little surprise out of PRI that.
What is PRI?
PRI?
Well, I'm saying that so that they could hear that. You assume
okay.
everybody knows what PRI is.
Well, PRI is the big convention in Indianapolis. It's kind of a mini SEMA, but for the racing industry. So we have a booth out there every year.
So it's like the year-end event where
Yep.
they give out all the awards and go through it. So
If you're anything in the racing community, you have a booth there, and
you have cars, drivers, autographs. It's a big event. If you
And
get
we'll have
the
a couple
opportunity to go.
vehicles in the booth there, like we do every year, and a lot of our sponsored racers will be out there signing autographs, and we might just have a really cool special. So we'll keep them. We'll roll that out when time is ready. So thanks again to all the Memphis Street Outlaws. You guys are awesome. We appreciate the support. We appreciate you running our adrenaline line of racing fluids. I think pretty much every single car now does it. The last couple guys that weren't running our stuff are having problems with the oil they're using right now. So we're going to test some oil for them and see if we can't help them out with that as well.
We are the best of the best. That's what we do.
We are.
Okay, so are we on to questions?
We are.
We burned through that in 15 minutes.
There
See
we
how that
go.
went?
Yep. So Michael Dover's watching there. He's one of our allies. Michael, thanks for all the support. We really appreciate it, man. Now, I'm getting a lot of comments. I think these guys really like the drones.
The drones are awesome. If you see it in person, it's a lot more exciting than seeing it on TV, but it is pretty cool.
Yes, David, you do see our new packaging. These are new bottles that we kind of rolled out. They will be, we got to get through our old stuff, our old bottles, but they're already hitting some stores on some retail going out.
They're going out to distribution centers right now, so you'll see them in 30 to 60 days. It takes a little while to go through the channels.
Help us out and go buy all the old bottles off the shelves.
Yeah, get them out of there. We don't want those ugly bottles there. Just go buy them all.
Michelle Shane Johnson said, I need a banner. See, I told you there's a way to do that, Michelle. Put a $50 order in. What was that special? It was a $50 web order?
All orders over $50 in the shopping cart, ask for a banner, and they'll put it in there.
There you go. There you go, Michelle. Chris's mic sounds a little hot on the feed. I'm sure we got that adjusted. We're still hot. Oh, was he mic'd up when he was walking around earlier?
All right.
I love it.
Are we really squawking about 3DP?
No. Chad Meyer says, love the new look with the packaging. Thanks, Chad. Chad Meyer, 73. Chad's a big influencer, social media influencer of ours. We really appreciate his support. So you guys check out Chad Meyer, 73 over there. He's got a YouTube channel, which is great. Nick Orphis is watching. Nick, he's our buddy from Fluid Damper. I saw when I was going through the slips from the show that you had stopped by the booth, and I think you bought some gun oil. So interesting, but I'll follow up with you, Nick. I know we need to talk. David Baker says, Kyle, got the center section back together and be getting it all back together tonight for the working man's event at Pacemakers. Is going to have fresh Hot Shot gear oil in it and getting wind lights. Hot Shot's products are the best on the planet. Well, great to hear, David. Let's good luck, and hopefully you get that in the winner's circle. And there's Ryan Riddle says, Art Moppin kicked butt in that flatbed. It was a flatbed.
Flatbed truck.
And Ryan
what he's
Riddle.
doing.
Ryan Riddle.
Okay.
Ryan Riddle won. Ryan, correct me. I think you won 770 again, and maybe even ET. He's the one that's running dual classes and kicking everybody's butts. And on our last live feed, I had made a joke because Aaron came on screen, popped in, and he was wearing a lab coat. So I told Ryan Riddle, if he can get in the winner's circle that weekend, we'll give him an LSI lab coat to wear in the winner's circle. He's powered by science. Well, I was at the other event. Sure enough, I get a message from him from the winner's circle. And he's like, where's my lab coat? So
better get that done.
Ryan, I owe you. I will be bringing an LSI lab coat with me to Florida. Let's get the truck in the winner's circle. We'll get you an LSI lab coat in the winner's circle. So
You know you're going to have to order that.
yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm sure we'll just steal one of Aaron's old up ones.
No, don't do that. He'll come in here in leopard skin pants.
Oh, let's not remind
We don't.
people.
Don't antagonize him.
So Michelle says, best of the best of the best. You got it, Michelle. Sean Bottomley, haven't been to the site yet, but going to order some ATF. Is the lube right available? Oh, I think he's probably talking about the lubricity product.
No, almost. We have it. We have everything except we have not put it all together into bottles, labels. And
But everything's
packaging.
in. Labels came in?
I believe so.
I believe everything's in, so it's just
Yeah.
packaging now.
It should just be a matter of hours or days.
And I know yesterday I was working on pricing for dealers, so yeah. I'd
Yeah,
say
we're ready.
hours. We keep saying weeks.
Hours,
now it's
yeah.
hours away, so
We hope
stay
anyway.
tuned. Ryan Riddle says, yep, won 770 and made it to the semifinals in ET. Can't wait for that lab coat. All right, Ryan, you keep kicking butt out there. And I know Ryan did an interview with one of the videographers out there. So I really appreciate you doing that for us, Ryan, too. Look for that coming here soon. So that about wraps us up there. I know we did want to talk about something. If you down to your side there, we got a couple bottles.
one of the things that we want to talk about this week is winter is coming, and
Winter is coming. That's
winter is coming. We don't like to admit that because we don't want winter to come either.
Nope.
So this is the time when everybody starts ordering our diesel winter anti-gel, and this is diesel winter rescue. Now, what we would like is for you to consider having a bottle of diesel winter rescue in your truck. Every diesel truck should have one bottle that's like a lug wrench. Now, the difference between this and diesel winter anti-gel is the anti-gel is the prevention. That's what keeps you from having a problem. It takes care of the wax, the water, everything that happens with winter, and we'll talk more about that next week as far as the specifics, the science behind it, and
Can I ask
what
you a
you're going
question
to
about
expect.
it that's on my mind?
Sure.
So I know this is very much like, excuse me, our EDT with the anti-gel in it, right?
Correct.
Would you say this is then a 7-in-1 product?
Yeah, it's a 7-in-1 product.
So it's got the full, everything the EDT has,
Yep.
plus the anti-gel.
anti-gel. So what's different about what we did compared to other people, and again, we'll do a whole episode just on anti-gel so you understand the science behind it. But there's probably 4 to 6 different anti-gels known to man, and trying to find the right combination to use to affect all the fuels is the rough part for a blender. We spent close to a year testing fuels from all over the country and testing different formulas to find the best and to make sure that it beat everybody on the market, and that's what we did with our diesel winter anti-gel. Now, the diesel winter rescue, this is a little bit different. This is what you put in your tank after your fuel has gelled. So you have a tractor, you didn't treat it, you go out there to move some snow, and you look in the tank and it's all gelled up. Put this in, wait 10 minutes, and it should run. Again, it's a rescue product. It's not something to be used all the time. It's when you're in a jam, that's why
Well,
you
like
use
you
it.
said, it's like your lug nut wrench. You don't leave home without that. You don't.
Correct.
You make sure you got a jack in the truck. You got a lug nut wrench.
And
A bottle of that should be in every man's truck.
well, and I'll tell you something else. The way diesel fuels run, it's almost impossible to ensure consistent running time. And I don't know of anybody, well, there's probably people out there, but almost nobody who drives a diesel all the time has lived without having a problem.
Right.
The problem isn't the truck, it's not even the additives that we use, it's the fuels will change drastically. So I could get if I had say a marathon truck stop, and today we just got in 2 loads of diesel fuel, it could have up to 65 gallons of water in it. Now, 2 loads, you're looking at 130 gallons of water in that tank. It hits your system and you're just going to have problems. So that's why we really recommend that you keep some winter rescue on hand. It's kind of like the Power Service 911 product, but it's made a lot safer and it's made to be more effective than their product. But a lot of people asked us for that. We avoided it for many years, but then it just was the #1 thing people kept asking for. I mean, we need something to keep on hand because, my truck gelled up, I had nothing, I had to go to the store and buy 911. Okay, well, we created a product that's got more lubricity, it handles the ice better, and it handles the water better. We actually use a jet fuel deicer, which is much different than just regular alcohol-based. So it is a grade above everything else that's out there, and I highly recommend just having 1 bottle on hand just in case you need it.
Well, and we always like to try to educate our customers and everything. So one thing we always say, everybody's in a different climate. We sell worldwide, but September is the month that we always start reminding people. And with Labor Day this weekend, it's the end of summer, so we're already thinking about this. And there are probably 2 times per year where you're really going to need that product. It's right early in the winter when you get that first cold spell and you're not ready and you don't have anti-gel in your tank yet, and then late in early spring when you get that, you thought the winter was done, and then it comes back and gets you that one last bite. So although we're going to be talking the next month about really starting to switch over to anti-gel, now, like right now is the time to order a bottle of Winter Rescue. Keep it in the truck, because if you get that surprise, we don't know when it's going to happen, but we always get that surprise storm, and it's all it takes is one, and you're frozen.
Correct, and the other thing that happens is the fuels change. So
Right. They go to that winter blend, right?
correct, and the refineries are going to start doing that next month, usually October 1st. So you could fill up your tank in September, and maybe you don't drive the truck until October, and you've got summer fuel in there, and it's really not prepared for winter, and that's when it gels up.
Right.
So that's what the Winter Rescue's for.
So if you're gelled up on the side of the road on your cell phone trying to order a bottle of Winter Rescue, it's a little late.
Yes.
So
Well, I don't know. We have a drone team. Maybe they can drone it out to you, man.
we could drone
Drop it
deliver.
off. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so somebody asked about the LX4.
I haven't seen this yet.
Look at that.
That is gorgeous.
Here, let's put that right up in the middle so we can see.
I like that. It is like a gold label. We got that.
So LX4 is available, I think.
Somebody can buy that bottle. It's ready to go.
We marketing and blending, and everybody's got everything ready. We are ready to roll. And one of the things you're going to see the next couple of weeks is we're going to be rolling out some press release things that have to do with the General Motors class action lawsuit. Apparently, the General Motors trucks for a certain amount of years there was not equipped to handle the ultra low sulfur fuel, so they were shredding the inside of the fuel pumps. The LX4 will prevent that and keep your truck from having problems. So it's a really good idea to start thinking about that. If you know somebody's got a GM truck, tell them about our new product, and we'll make sure that they're running and not replacing fuel pumps and injectors.
Right.
Because once the fuel pump shreds, the metal shards get into the injector and it's going to ruin those also, and we don't want that. So is that it? Are we ready?
We got a couple comments came in here. Let's see. We have Michelle says, "What's winter?" That she heard of in SoCal. Yeah. Well, lucky you. You don't have to worry about it. Kevin Adams is watching.
Kevin?
Look at Kevin. Kevin takes a day off and he's still chiming in here. Chad Myers says at PRI, yep. Sean Bond, okay, guess I'll order that instead of Lubrites. Last year, I had to use Power Service Stroker, damn near gelled. Well, you're not going to have to worry about that anymore, Sean. We got both of the winter products for you.
The prevention and the cure.
Yep.
That's the way to look at that.
So Brent Hilliard says, so if using the Rescue in a truck, probably also remove the fuel filters and replace them and add some Rescue in that bowl if possible.
Yes.
Correct. If you see on it, if you're going to grab me the bottle, there's actually two different treatments on the bottle that shows you how to do it. There's how to de-ice the frozen fuel filters, and then also to reliquefy the gelled fuel in the tank. And I believe you're using liquid. We want to use a mix of 50% diesel Winter Rescue and 50% diesel fuel. Put it in the fuel filters, reinstall them. And then the other one, you want to just basically pour half a bottle right in the tank itself. So we can treat both.
Most likely you're going to do both. I mean,
Right.
that's what I do. That's what I've done in the past. You know, you're gelled up, it's not running. You take the filter off, dump out whatever's in there, pour this in, put the rest in the tank, and give it a few minutes, and it should get you going. Once it starts warming up, you know, you're in good shape.
Yep. So I hope that answers your question there, Brent. Michelle Shane says, can't wait for the LX4. Well, it's here. I can't wait. I'm glad that's the first time I've seen it bottled, so that's great. Hotshot Secret says LX4 will be live on the website next week. That sounds like Carmen chimed in there. So
All right.
she knows it's
Next
ready to go.
week, you can find it on the website.
And I know we've got a bunch of dealers that keep asking and waiting for it. You know, we got some big, Duramax dealers that, are really excited about it too. So we'll get those orders rolling here next week. David, David, you're going to tell me to pronounce your name. He chimes in so much. DeCesaris. How would you say that? I butcher it. DeCesaris? I'm going to stop trying. David D. I used a combo of EDT and lubricity enhancer, got 1 mile per gallon better on my 2018 6.7 Cummins. Trey's been driving around a lot lately, and he's had some of the lubricity, and he's basically been doing the same thing. Like, rather than doing a performance dose of EDT, he's doing I think he's doing a standard dose, but then that second ounce being of the lubricity. And he's seen a lot of really good gains in this as well. So,
Okay, we'll have to do a study on that and see just how much we can push the needle there.
right. Darren Robb says, hello from Canada. Are you guys developing a DEF additive so my DEF system won't freeze up in winter? Huh. I didn't know DEF systems really, they
No.
freeze up?
Yeah, they'll freeze up, but the DEF system should have a heating coil on it. So all DEF systems have a heating element in them to keep them warm so they don't freeze, because once it freezes, they're not really, it ruins the fluid. You're not supposed to let it freeze. So something's wrong with their heating element. I don't know how to make an anti-gel for the DEF fluid, but that's something we could look at. That would be helpful.
Yeah, I mean, that's the first I've heard of it, so that's what we like, though. If you're having
Yeah.
issues, we'll look into it.
That's where we get our ideas from. You guys, you bring us our ideas and we work on them.
It says, pronounce it DC Cesaris. Oh, man. Oh, man. He says, waiting till that LX4 goes live. Love that stuff. Just hope it's okay to use in combo with EDT on emissions truck. Yeah, absolutely. There's no emissions issues at all with either of those products. Matter of fact, it's better for the emissions.
Correct. It'll make the fuel burn cleaner and better and make your DPF system last longer.
You're not working the DPF that hard then, you know?
Correct. So you'll go through less fluid and the system will last longer. What they're worried about in the DPF is sulfur and phosphorus and zinc.
Yep.
And none of those are in any of these products, so we're in good shape.
Yep. And Brent Hilliard says, don't have to worry about it gelling up too much here in Tennessee, only when we visit Plain City in the winter.
Yep.
I hope you're visiting Plain City to see our buddies down there at Fire Punk, which
yes.
we got a cool thing coming up soon with Levon Miller in the 2019 Cummins and maybe a really cool Franz filter. So
Okay.
stay
Franz
tuned
filter.
for that. We're working with Fire Punk on that. And that should wrap it up. So thanks everybody for tuning in. And we want to thank again our drone team who came out today. It's really cool to see young innovation that way. We love innovation here. So we really wish those guys good luck and continue to support them. And
We're training our delivery team, see? Everything will go out on drones.
right. Amazon was trying to do that for a while, right? The drone
They
delivery?
were. Yeah, we just need to
can pull it
perfect it.
off.
Yeah, that's just a little room and just drop bottles off on everybody's doorstep. I like it. Okay, well, everybody, thank you very much. We will see you next week. We'll have some new products to offer next week. We should have the Franz filter, the complete install kit where you don't need to use any tools.
Yep.
That should be out.
That's cool.
We've
Did you guys
got the
hear
video
that?
done.
Franz filter, no tools.
No tools, 1 minute installation, so that should be good. Trying to think what else we have coming up. The LX4 we should have on the website next week, and then we'll kind of update you on some of the other things. We've got a whole new education division and a video team working at LSI. Our goal is to start putting out really good content in terms of how to change your injectors, how to change your filters, giving you more of the things that you're looking for. Most of you folks are hands-on wrenchers, so we want to give you really good, solid tools to be able to do your job better. That should be coming up. We'll have a real good update next week. Bring you up to speed on that. And we'll
for
get Tate
today-
on here. We'll have Tate sitting here telling us what
Yeah.
they're doing on the video.
See, there you go. We'll get a new video department here. So,
Best back here.
and so for today's winners, we have Randy Jensen and Darren Robb. I think we're giving away some emergency rescue, but if you happen to be in a climate that you don't need it, let us know. We'll swap you out something else. So Randy Jensen, Darren Robb, thanks for watching. Thanks for chiming in. Send us a private message. And remember, if you're watching this later on a replay, go ahead and post your comments and everything. We'll give away some product next week for the after hours people that are watching too.
And don't forget to like and share and all that good stuff.
All that good stuff.
All that good stuff. All that social media thing that I don't do.
That voodoo stuff.
Yeah. Make it all happen. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you again. Have a great weekend. We will see you next Thursday at 1:30. And get ready with your questions. Send them ahead of time. Maybe we can prepare.
Yeah. Enjoy your Labor Day.
Yeah, have a great Labor Day.